Welcome along. It's the final round of matches in the Eastern section in the AFC Champions League over the next 2 days. And today, Group F plays to a conclusion here at the Urawa City Stadium as Shandong Taishan from China take on Urawa Red Diamonds from Japan. Shandong can't go through. They're down at the foot of the table at the moment. Urawa Red Diamonds are in second place in the group, as you'll see in just a second. But they face a challenge from Lion City Sailors, who played Daegu in the other match today. And they still need a point to guarantee a place in the next stage of the competition. 10 points could be enough, 11 points could be enough to go through as one of the second place teams. But the scenario will show itself as the day progresses. So Daegu at the top at the moment. It comes down to the head-to-head between the sides, should the points be level at the end of the group campaign. 30 degrees here in Buriram, in Thailand, one of the main centres we've been using for this AFC Champions League group stage is the Buriram Stadium. The Thunder Castle, as it's known, is the other venue in this region that has been used. And we've also had games in Bangkok over the last 3 weeks as well. It's been a fantastic tournament. It's flown along. It's hard to believe that it's been just over 3 weeks since we started in the Western section. The Western section concluded just a few days ago with the 8 teams that have booked their place into the next stage. But lots of things to still be decided in the final round of matches in the Eastern section. Nobody really has run away with their group, so there are still issues that need sorting over the next few hours or so. Lots of changes made by Urawa today. It's Patrick Schalk, that's Patrick Schalk on the bench today. David Moberg also on the bench as well. We've seen him a few times. The coach, Ricardo Rodriguez, say shuffling his pack today. That was Alexander Schultz you saw a moment or so ago, who gets a bit of a rest today. It has been quite intense, the games coming every 3 or 4 days or so. Shandong, of course, have that very young squad. They've left all their big names at home, Marion Fellaini included. Urawa in a change kit of white today. They've been pretty impressive so far throughout the group stages. Just the 1 defeat against Daegu. They beat Lion City Sailors 6-0 here, or at the just 3 days ago. They've been in good voice throughout the whole of the competition. The Urawa fans away at one end of the ground. It's adorned with the red and black flags. And they've done their best to create what's been a wonderful atmosphere at this stadium. And sometimes these small stadiums are the best for these kind of games because the atmosphere just rings around. And today, no exception here. Shandong have only picked up a point so far. They've only scored twice. That was in the 3-2 defeat to Lion City. But it's been a steep learning curve for the players. Say a very young squad. Obviously the travel issues with China at the moment, meaning that they decided to leave a lot of their big names at home and just bring a youth squad, a young squad here. But they've given their all. They can't fault the effort that they've shown over the 5 matches that they've played so far. So Urawa and Daegu, it's neck and neck at the top, almost identical records. Urawa have scored more goals than Daegu, but they would lose out on the head-to-head. If Daegu and Urawa finish level on points, then Daegu would win the head-to-head by virtue of the fact they won 1-0 on match day 3. It was a goalless draw on match day 4. But Lion City Sailors, if Lion City Sailors could beat Daegu, then they would go on to 10 points as well. And that gives us the scenario where we're looking deeper into the head-to-heads. They can't win the group, Lion City, but they could certainly have an impact in second spot. So here come the two teams bidding to make it into the round of 16. Just to remind you, the 8 teams that qualified from the Western section, which concluded a couple of days ago: Al Hilal, Al Rayyan, Al Shibab, Fulad, Shibab Al Akli, Al Dahail, Al Faisli, the debutants, and FC Nasaf from Uzbekistan. So just looking down the other groups, BG Patam United are guaranteed a top 2 finish. Yokohama Marinos similarly guaranteed the top 2 finish, along with Jeonbuk Motors. They play tomorrow. That'll be a cracking game to see who finishes top of that group. Johor Darul Tazim, they head up Group I, but they still need points. Kawasaki Frontale are third with 8 points at the moment, so some interesting scenarios in that group. Vissel Kobe and Kitchi currently top of Group J. Of course, that's the group with only 3 teams in it because the withdrawal of Shanghai Port. So Shandong's team shows 4 changes to the last lineup. In come Bakram, returning to the starting lineup, having been on the bench in the last match. Long Ting Wei also comes back into the side. So does Yi Zhanlong for a 5th start of the group stages. And number 27, Zhao Jin Chun, comes in to make a first start in that 3-5-2 formation for coach Yun Yan Wei. So Yu Yong Tao, the captain, has started every game so far, as has, or rather, Shisaki, the goalkeeper, came in the last game, started and was captain, keeps his place in the starting lineup. Abdullah Ali Al-Mari from Qatar, as you see, is our referee. Oman and the Lebanon provide the assistance, and the 4th official is from Sri Lanka. So it is a much changed Urawa Red Diamonds lineup today. 9 changes made by Ricardo Rodriguez. The 2 players that survive from the last match, that 6-0 win over Lion City Sailors, are the goalkeeper Shisaki Nishikawa, and the only other player that keeps his place in the starting lineup is the central defender Takahiro Akimoto. 4-2-3-1. Yusuke comes in up front. 3 goals so far for Yusuke Matsu. And the likes of David Moberg on the bench, Alexander Schultz, they were both on the score sheet in the last match. A couple of yellow cards, not that it really matters with the yellow cards now at this stage. Refereeing standard has been pretty good throughout this competition. Most referees have tried to play advantage and keep the game flowing wherever possible, and that has been noticeable in some of the games. Reds go to the world is the slogan. Are they going to the round of 16 is the more pressing question. As we're underway, Shandong Taishan in orange will kick from left to right in the first half. Winners of the Chinese Super League. Hao Wei is the coach, or Yu Yanwei, with a number of Chinese names. Played as the defender with Shandong, Beijing, Guan and Shaanxi Qingdai. Ricardo Rodriguez, the man in the opposite dugout, who took charge in December 2020, was voted the best J-League coach 2020-21 season, that he won the Emperor's Cup with Urawa Red Diamonds, which is why they are competing in the AFC Champions League group stages this season by virtue of that cup win. Based in Saitama in the greater Tokyo area of Japan. The city used to be called Urawa, hence the name of the team, but now changed to Saitama. Very traditional club, one of the original 8 that formed the Japan Soccer League back in 1965. Now, of course, turned into the J-League. Have slipped a couple of places in the league since they've been out here. They were 10th at the start of the AFC Champions League, but the J-League ongoing while they're here. They're down in 13th place at the moment, Urawa Reds. 2 wins from 10 matches so far for Ricardo Rodriguez's side, which is certainly looking, or something they'll look to improve on when they return to league action next week. Got a game against Kashiwa Reysol on the 8th of May, which is their return to J-League action. Tussle going on over on that far side. Zhang Yingke gives away the free kick. Only conceded 2 goals so far, Urawa, through the competition. A 4-1 win against Lion City Sailors on match day 1, and that 1-0 defeat to Daegu on match day 3, but it's been 3 clean sheets around that, which has been the foundations of what's been a good group campaign for them. 15 goals scored, and those 15 goals actually came in 3 matches. They failed to score in both matches against Daegu. Beat Lion City Sailors 6-0 in the last match. It's a turn off by Yusuke, just lacking a little bit of pace on the pass though. Yusuke did score twice coming off the bench in the last match, earning himself a start today. 3rd start in the group stages. Ricardo Rodriguez has rotated his squad quite a lot during the course of this tournament, with the games coming every 3 days or so. That's a foul by Akubo. On Yi Zhenlong. Just a 2nd start for Akubo today. It's Kudo. Wow. On by Kaito. It was Ataru trying to just thread that through a little gap, but comfortably cut out by the Chinese captain Liu Yongtao. Shandong were introduced to a goal blitz really by Daegu in their first match. They were beaten 7-0. They lost 5-0 to Urawa when they met on match day 2. Their best result was that 0-0 draw against Lions City, where they defended for their lives for 90 minutes, and they gave Lions scary the second match as well. They were trailing in that one, but managed to pull back to 3-2. 2 late goals from Liu, a penalty, the captain, and Liu in the 90th minute. And then last time out, they were beaten 4-0 by Daegu. It's been a harsh lesson for them. Nevertheless, football at a young age is a learning curve, of course, and I'm sure the coach will look to take whatever positives he can out of this trip for players that are just starting out on a professional career. Akimoto onto Yusuke, who just ran out of space. Chao Zheng with the goal kick. He's played in every match so far. Actually made his debut in that 7-0 defeat to Daegu on match day 1, the Shandong goalkeeper. Kudo. Doesn't matter who Urawa have put in their side. They're a very technically gifted side. Very similar style of play running throughout the team. Howay speaking at the press conference so far, just on Liu Yongtao, the captain, who's the only player to have played every minute of an outfield player, along with the goalkeeper, as we say, who's played every minute so far. Coach saying in the pre-match press conference they want to put a strong squad out today to show what they've learned through the group stages. He acknowledged there's a massive bridge in gap between the skills of Shandong and Urawa at this level. But they need to make sure they don't concede, which is why they'll hopefully tighten up at the back and be strong defensively today. Akimoto. Okubo. Kaito. Ataru. And the shot in, it goes wide. Very patient in the build-up, Urawa. There's no rush about them. They take their time, they wait for the openings. If there's nothing on, they're happy to play the ball backwards rather than going forwards. Taro, who has scored twice in the J-League this season already against Shonan Bellmar and Shimizu S-Pulse. It's offside against Yusuke. Zhao. Trying to squeeze that one through. It's a Kubo. A driving run from Yi. It's a good play from Shandong. Good challenge on the edge of the area by Miyamoto. Still, it's not cleared though. Yi again. Ran into trouble. It was Iwao that went down, but no free kick. This is Liu, captain who scored from the penalty spot against Lion City 2 games ago. As Yi Zhenlong goes down on the edge of the area. There's no foul. It's cleanly won, and away will come Urawa once again. Akamoto goes striding forward. That breaks down and comes to nothing though. Let's chip forward, looking for Ataru on that forward run, just trying to get in between the 2 defenders. Still, it's not cleared, and bent into the bottom corner, and Urawa take the lead. 13 minutes gone. Chow once again having to pick the ball out of the net, not for the first time, of course, but Urawa have just played the ball around, and Kaito gets the opening goal from outside the penalty area, bent it with precision beyond the goalkeeper. Good finish. Second goal of the tournament for Kaito. Scored in the 90th minute against Shandong on match day 2. It was his first goal for the club, so it's a team that he's enjoyed playing against. As it stands, the goal from Urawa would, if they win this, it'll take them on to 13 points. So if Daegu win their game against Lion City as well, 13 points will be enough to go through as a second place, best second place team as well. So the likelihood is that both Daegu and Urawa will make it through. The game going on at the moment between Daegu and Lion City. There's Hao Wei there just shouting out his instructions to his team. It's just trying to get the best performance they can, really, out of the side. They know that there's a big gulf in class between the Chinese and the Japanese in this. Free kick to Shandong. Played in the Asian Club Championships back in 2000-2001 as it was then. They reached the quarter-finals before losing out to Suwon Blue Wings. They've got a big tradition and a big history in this competition. 10 times well, this is the 11th time they've been in the Champions League group stages. They were last here in 2019 when they lost out to Guangzhou Evergrande in the round of 16. It's a shame that they had to bring a younger squad this year, but fully understandable, of course, under the current situations. Shisuke trying to burst through. Free kick to Shandong on the edge of their own penalty area. Well, even though his side have won games heavily, he was a very frustrated man on the sidelines for match day 4 when they were frustrated by Daegu in that 0-0 draw. Heavy wins or big wins rather, in all the other games, but it was just that match and the one before, the Daegu games, that they really struggled to find any real rhythm in their play. Much better today, though. They're controlling and dictating what's going on the pitch. Here's Taru. Referee just getting in the way for a moment. Akimoto. Now Akubo. Ataru. Ball over the top. It was just out of the reach of Matsuzaki. He got full stretch to keep that one in play. Reminder that the draw for the round of 16 will be on the 7th of July. The group stages concluding tomorrow, so we'll have our full 16 lineup. The group stage, the draw rather, for the East and West section taking place on the same day, and the games in the Eastern section in the knockout stage, the round of 16, the quarter-finals and the semi-finals will be between the 18th and the 25th of August. Centralised venue once again for that. And the Western section don't play their games until the new year, in February. In fact, February the 19th will be the AFC Champions League final for 2023. Akimoto. Kaito. Flicked forward by Yusuke. Good defending there by Shandong that time. Watched out by Yang. Good save by the goalkeeper. Goals have been shared out among plenty of players for Urawa. They've not relied on one player getting goals. Patrick Schalke is the only player to have scored more than one. He's got 3 in the tournament so far. It's aimed in towards Akimoto, but gathered by Chao Zheng, the goalkeeper. It's been a very controlled performance by Urawa so far in the opening quarter of the game. They got themselves in front. That goal from Kato from outside the penalty area. Shandong have hardly been out of their own half in the first half so far. Here's Ataru. Japanese just pressing and trying to get another one. That's in towards a Kubo. That's good defending, though. Well away by Zhao. It's a good ball in. It was almost onto the head of a Kubo, but great defending. Zhao Jingchen making his first start at the group stages. Appeared off the bench on just one occasion, so chance for him to show the coach what he can do. I'm sure a lot of these players are playing for futures. So most of them starting out in their career, but they'll be trying to say to the coach, well, look, I'm worthy of a place in the starting lineup in the Chinese Super League when it resumes or when it restarts the new season. Bit of pushing here. Referee will just sort that out first before the corner. Was right the way across. Almost fell for Kaito again. Sakimoto. Iwao. Akimoto. Okubo. Chinen. Kaito. Nice ball threaded through the defence. The goalkeeper started to come out, decided to go back, and Yang makes a good solid challenge on Matsuzaki. It away by Bakram. All the pressure from Urawa at the moment. And Shandong have hardly been out of their own half in this first half. 75, almost 76% possession for Urawa up to this point. Wow. Good ball inside the fullback for Akimoto. It's a heavy touch and, well, completely misses his kick and then clatters into the advertising hoarding. Akimoto, that was a painful one. Tried to get that one across first time, but missed his kick. He did score in the 5-0 win over Shandong on match day 2. Takahiro Akimoto. Challenge right on the edge of the penalty area. It's almost penalty, but referee deemed the challenge just came from outside the box. It was the captain, Lu Yong-tao, with the challenge, yeah, just outside the penalty area on Matsuzaki. Will be a free kick. Free kick to Urawa. Yusuke is putting pressure on the goalkeeper. He'll be offside if he does. That's the ball. He's come away now. 2 in front of the wall. They have to be a good metre away from the wall these days. You can't actually do like you used to in the old days and get on the end of the wall. Those 2 Japanese players will just try and block this and obscure the vision of the defenders. Wow. It's gone for a corner. Five players lurking on the edge of the penalty area. It's Yusuke that she's been spoken to by the referee. Free header for Mataru. Over the top, though, couldn't get it up and over that one. Half an hour gone. That goal from Kaito, the only goal we've had in the game so far. But Urawa have controlled possession. They've restricted Shandong to pretty much been pegged back into their own half in this opening 30 minutes. Two waiting in the middle. That's aiming towards Yusuke. Just out of his reach, and it may have taken a slight deflection. It almost went straight in. Chao Zheng was struggling to make up ground in the penalty area. Brilliant ball whipped in by Matsuzaki. Just didn't have enough curl on it. Be a wow to swing over the corner. It's a header down towards Chinan, who's come forward. Another corner for Urawa. Again, players moving in all directions. That's headed away. It's coming back in, though, from Chinan, who'd stayed forward. There's a Kubo. Good ball in again. Chinan had stayed forward and stays forward for a reason. And the central defender makes it two. First season at Urawa and gets his first goal. He's only made one substitute appearance in the J-League so far, but now he has a goal in the AFC Champions League to put his side into a 2-0 lead here. Brilliant run round the back. Nobody tracked him back. He was being marked by Zhao, but Zhao didn't realise he'd got that space, and the goalkeeper committed himself. But that's a great finish on the volley from Chinan. And Urawa Red Diamonds lead by 2-0 here, and in good shape to go through to the next stage. Kaito. Chinan. Away by Liu. They've won the Chinese Super League on 4 occasions. Shandong, the most recent of those this year, or last year rather, 2021 season. 7-time Chinese Cup winners. So the standout name in that squad, as we've mentioned many times during this competition, is Marouane Fellaini, the former Everton and Manchester United midfielder. Scored 10 goals in 20 appearances in their title-winning season, Fellaini, the Belgian. 3 seasons he's been at Shandong now after moving from Old Trafford. Only got 6 foreigners in their squad. Big squad. The majority of the players are all based in China. Here's Matsuzaki. That wasn't too far away. He hasn't scored yet, Matsuzaki. He's only appeared twice as a substitute so far, but he wasn't too far away with that one. Got the ball out of his feet well and struck it brilliantly, and it just went away from the goalkeeper. And what response from Shandong. So they've only scored in one match. They showed a great resilience in that game against Lion City Sailors. But apart from that, they've drawn a blank in their 4 of their 5 matches so far. And they haven't really troubled Shusaku, who's been a virtual spectator, the Japanese, the Urawa goalkeeper, rather, in the first half. That's well played from Akubo. Akimoto. Almost given away to Bakram. Kaito. Yellow card for Bakram. A rash challenge from the striker. Just mistimed it, caught the ankle. 19 years of age. Started the first 4 games. He was subbed off in all 4 games. Akimoto. On by Kaito. They are the 2-time winners, Urawa Red Diamonds, 2007 and 2017. They were runners-up in 2019. Good tradition, good history in this competition. Beat Al Hilal in the final in 2017. They beat the Iranian Sepahan 10 years prior to that in 2007. And it was Al Hilal that got their own back in 2019 with a 3-0 victory over the Japanese. 8th appearance in the group stages. For by Kubo. Plenty of players back on the edge of their own penalty area for Shandong. It'd be a free kick, the foul on Lin. Bakram, the player down. He was the man who was booked a moment or so ago. Urawa still controlling things. Akimoto. Nicely done into Kaito. Just cleared through the middle, still not cleared though. Yusuke! Oh, hit the post. No one able to turn in the rebound. He got great bend on that shot then. Yusuke, and almost got it into that bottom corner. He can only look on and hope that his side can come up with some sort of response in this second half. Or in the second half, rather. Just a minute to go to the break. Urawa leading 2-0. Kaito and Chinnen with the goals in the first half. Yusuke, good running again off the ball from Akubo. Those two have combined really well down this near side in the first half, along with Akimoto getting from full back. Here is Akimoto. 1 minute added time at the end of the first half. Iwao, Ataru. Can Urawa fashion a third goal before half-time? They're in round the back, and they have got a third. It's in by Yusuke. Clever little flick. And now the noise is paying dividends here in the first half. 3-0 to Urawa Red Diamonds. Yusuke's been impressive. 4 goals now in the group stages. Look at the movement, though. That's the difference between these two sides. And, wow, that's clever. Just a little flick from Yusuke. Just use the pace on the ball from Ataru. He just flicked it into that bottom corner. Great goal. Well, there goes the half-time whistle. There's no time to restart. The referee decides that's enough for the first half, and a chance for Shandong to just reflect on what's been a tough half for them. They were very much pegged in their own half. I would say probably 90% of that first half. Kaito with the opener, Chinnen with the second, and Yusuke on the stroke of half-time with the third. And Urawa Red Diamonds leading here and looking in good shape to go through to the round of 16. They'll hope to go through as group winners, but they'll take a second-place finish to book their place in the round of 16. That goes games played, as we say, in August for the Eastern section. But they'll feel they've got more goals in them. Their supporters will certainly hope for more in the second half. Half-time here at the Buriram City Stadium. It's Shandong Taishan 0, Urawa Red Diamonds 3. Welcome back to the Buriram City Stadium. Both teams just emerging for the second half. A 3-0 lead for Urawa Red Diamonds after the first half. Kaito, Chinan and Yusuke getting the goals. Looks as though Shandong are going to make some changes at half-time, not surprising. Yusuke, the goalkeeper, was a virtual spectator in that first half for Urawa Red Diamonds. Referees from Qatar, Abdullah Ali Al-Mari. Urawa in the white shirts, change strip for them today, kicking from left to right in the second half. $18 goals scored now in their 6 matches. So Zhu and Sheng have come on. There's a change in goal for Shandong in the second half. First appearance for Sheng Muse. Zhu also on, came on after 77 minutes for his second sub-appearance the last time these sides met on match day 2. There's Kaito. Those Urawa fans have been in good voice all the way through the match. Good to have some support here. These sides will head home after the match is completed. Still 1 or 2 groups to be decided tomorrow. It's the final day of action in the eastern section tomorrow. That's Kaito trying to just thread that through, but too many bodies in front of him. Miyamoto. Be a foul on Matsuzaki. He was a bit of a handful in that first half, Matsuzaki. Wow, over the free kick. He'll be a happy man, Ricardo Rodriguez. He's suffered his frustrations earlier on. Not in this match, but the back-to-back games against Daegu, where his side were outplayed really by the Koreans, but certainly in their other games they've been superb against Shandong and Lion City Sailors. They've got a free kick here and a chance to try and add a fourth goal. That goes just wide. Kudo it was that was forward from centre-back. Good ball in from Iwao, got plenty of height on it. Landing quite heavily as well. Kudo, but he's okay. Only 18 years of age, Kota Kudo. One of the youngsters in the Urawa squad. They did bring one or two youngsters, not as many as Shandong, but mixing with their experienced players, giving some of the youngsters a chance to show what they can do in this competition. So a rare corner for Shandong. They didn't get out of their own half much in the first half. They were pretty much pegged back by Urawa. And a chance here from corner. It was Lin that got the header on it. Still alive here for Lin. Chinan, score of the second goal for Urawa. That's a lovely ball down the line for Miyamoto. Good defending from Mustafa, who had to get a foot on that because there were three players behind him. Still not cleared properly. Iwao. Yusuke. Blocked away. Urawa working around nicely in that penalty area. Chinan. Matsuzaki. Akimoto bounces across, it just got away from Sheng. Too sure if he got a touch on that, the goalkeeper. I don't think he did. Only 18 years of age, Sheng Muse, the goalkeeper. It is his first appearance for the first team, coming on in the half-time interval. Liu scored their only goal from open play. Liu against Lion City Sailors. The other goal was a penalty from the captain. The Urawa ball, they really have controlled the game so far. So 77% possession for the Japanese. Shandong just haven't been able to get on the ball. And they trail as a result of that by 3-0 here. Gonna be a wow with a corner. Referee stamping his authority. Always the way these days, have to stop the pushing and shoving. He's taking up a good position there so he can actually get an overview of what's happening in the middle. The corner will come in. There are 6 white shirts inside that penalty area. That's good ball in. It comes off the captain, Lou. Reached the quarter-finals in 2016. Shandong, they lost that to FC Seoul. So the last appearance in this was 2019 when they got through to the 16, reached beaten by Guangzhou Evergrande. Not quite going to live up to the expectations and the hype that they did on that occasion this year. Urawa won their first Japanese title in 2006. They beat Gamba Osaka 3-2 in front of 63,000. It's their only J-League success to date in terms of winning the title. Here's Miyamoto. It was a slip by Akimoto, but still managed to get the shot in. But I think he was still a little off balance there, Akimoto, and fires the ball high over the top. That's featured in every game in this group stage. Picked out by Miyamoto. Doesn't matter who they've played, Urawa, they've always had a good team unit. Ataru. Kudo. It's just out of the reach of Matsuzaki. He's seen a lot of the ball in the game so far. Matsuzaki has been very influential down the right-hand side for Urawa. So it's his first start. He's only a couple of appearances off the bench against Shandong and Lion City. Miyamoto. Matsuzaki. Topped on by Ataru. Akimoto trying to get to the byline, whip that one across. Good defending there. Plenty of orange shirts back behind the ball. They have to defend in numbers here, Shandong. Iwao tries look from a long way out. Good save by Sheng. Got a hand on that to turn it wide. The substitute goalkeeper. First time he's been called into action. It's an awkward one because it almost bounced in front of him. He managed to get a hand on it before it bounced. If it had bounced, it could well have gone over the outstretched arm, but it's a good save by Sheng. Give him a bit of confidence coming in for his debut. Urawa with the corner, though. It's half away by Zhang. Another change here for Shandong. Wang Yuxiao is coming on. And it's going to be Yi Zhanlong. That goes off. So a third change made by Hao Wei. Wang Yuxiao has only made one substitute appearance so far. Came on for a debut against Lion City Sailors on match day 3, came on in the 90th minute, so he's got a little bit of time here to feel his way into the game. There's Zhang. Now Liu Jubao. Bakram. I'm not too sure what that was from Bakram. I'm pretty certain he was aiming that for a shot, but it's gone well wide. Foul by Kato. He's had a good game in that central area. Very tenacious character, Kato Yasui. Shandong have got a free kick. Shisaku hasn't had much to do at all so far. Comes the free kick, missed by everybody. It was Lin who took a tumble, still tried to swing a leg at it when he was on the ground. Bakram. Well cut out. Now a break on for Minamoto. And there won't be a break on because he's been fouled by Liu, who quickly holds his hands up in apology. Liu Gubao, who goes into the book. Second player booked for Shandong Taishan. See a change in goalkeeper for Urawa Red as well. "61 minutes played. So Shisaku, who hasn't had a lot to do, comes off, and he's replaced by Nikawa. Ri is also coming on as well. First appearance in the competition for both of them, Nikawa and for Ri. So I don't think Shisaku had a single save to make. In fact, I can hardly remember him touching the ball at all in the game. It's been a good tournament for them. There'll be a presence in the round of 16 as well. It's away by Lin. Don't forget the draw for that round of 16 is on the 7th of July for both the East and the Western section. That for possession, just 22.7% by Shandong. Dominant from Urawa, and here they come again with Akimoto. Still going, Akimoto, went for placement, straight at Sheng. Chinen. Wow. Matsuzaki. Shandong haven't troubled the goalkeeper so far. First sign of a little bit of bad temperness. The referee will once again be very quick to stamp his authority on things. The referee hasn't pulled cards out too quickly. It's the captain for Shandong, Lu Gubao. And Miyamoto just a little bit annoyed that the Chinese player had kicked the ball away as he was about to pick it up for the throw. Urawa looking to utilise some space. Ray just pulls away. There's a bit of a gap open up there. Ataru was trying to go through the middle. Miyamoto a little bit out of position. Well, the rain comes down for the first time in Buriram. So it is a rainy season in Thailand. There was a long delay to the Chiang Rai United game last night up in Bangkok due to a heavy shower and a lot of standing water on the pitch. So we've escaped the rain in Buriram. Halfway through the second half, no addition to the half-time score. Those first half goals from Kato, Chinen and Yusuke, putting Urawa very much in control. The goalkeeper's come and managed to gather that eventually. Sheng. It's just a slip there, I think, from Matsuzaki. Oh, it's Ray, actually, the substitute, who just sort of fell by the goalkeeper. Now the rain really is coming down. That's the thing about this part of the world. When it rains, it definitely rains. There's no such thing as a light shower. Fortunately, we should get through the game That's Fleeton Matsuzaki trying to get him behind. Shen comes out, just takes the ball away from Mustafa. And Urawa increase their lead to 4. And it was, well, poor defending really from Shandong on that occasion. That's something that they'll look to try and eliminate from their game. It was a great run by Matsuzaki originally. Mustafa came out, Sheng cleared the ball away. And of course was way out of position. Yusuke gets his second goal of the game, and Urawa increased their advantage. More substitutions. Sakine comes on, as does Mawatari. Mawatari scored the opening goal in the last game against Lion City Sailors in that 6-0 win 3 days ago. Here's Ray. Chinnen. Yusuke goes up to 5 goals in the tournament. Akamoto has gone off. Matsuzaki managing to wriggle free of 2 defenders. Pull back for Ataru, though, who didn't really compose himself in front of goal. He'd be disappointed to have fired that one over the top. Plenty of changes now. Another change coming up for Shandong here. Mustafa is the player coming off, and it's going to be Shen Zheixuan that's coming on. Had started every game prior to today, so gets to feature in all 6. Yusuke was one of the players that went off, by the way, in that recent round of substitutions, so 2 goals to his name. He won't have a chance to get a hat-trick. And they don't care about the rain. Neither does the coach, Ricardo Rodriguez. It's very hot here, so it's a little bit of respite with the rain coming down. "17 minutes to go of this AFC Champions League group stage for these 2 teams. Chinnen. Chinan. Another substitution about to be made. Down in front, it's Atsuki that's going to come on. The referee will just pause while the substitution is made. So Atsuki coming on for a fourth appearance. He's going to replace Ataru. Ricardo Rodriguez has utilised most of his squad during the tournament. He's certainly been able to rest today. 9 changes to the starting lineup, so coming all this way, it's good that players actually get some game time. So as it stands at the moment, so Urawa Reds at the moment with 3 points. Because the other game is all square at the moment between Daegu and Lion City Sailors, it means that Urawa would win the group if the scenario stays this way. We understand they've got weather problems in the other game as well at the Thunder Castle Stadium, just across the city. But Urawa have come here and they've done a very professional job. They knew that 10 points already would probably be enough. But an efficient performance so far from Ricardo Rodriguez's side, and at the moment they're going on to 13 points. They would overtake Daegu at the top of the table. As we said, if they both finished on 13 points, it would be Daegu that finished top on the head-to-head. But 13 points would certainly be enough as a second-place team to go through anyway. So Urawa Red's in good shape at the moment. There's a chance just on the edge for Miyamoto. Didn't quite fall for him. Still Matsuzaki just allows the ball to run across his path. Iwao. Chinan. The other game is going on simultaneous at the way, so they'll have about 15 minutes to go. Play ongoing at the moment despite the weather conditions. As you can see, it's raining very heavily here now. Matsuzaki. Miyamoto. Second half has followed a similar pattern to the first, really, with Urawa having all the possession. There's a big golfing class, as we've said, between these two sides. Straight into the hands of Sheng. It wasn't a great cross. Offside flag goes up against Ree. Another change here for Shandong. Deng Chunzi coming on to replace Bakram. Again, Deng Chunzi had featured in every game prior to this, 2 as a starter. Comes on now the 17-year-old. Started the first match against Daegu. Comes on, he's got 12 minutes or so. The players will be glad to get into the dressing room at the moment. Eighth corner for Urawa Red Diamonds. So taking a flick. There was too much on the flick, though. It was aimed towards Kaito, but ball going out of play. A bit tricky underfoot now as well with all the rain. I have to say the pitch has held up pretty well. There's Atsuki. Chinen. Long range shot is way over the top. Final day tomorrow. The final groups play out to a conclusion tomorrow. Some interesting matchups. Interesting game between Jeonbuk Motors and Yokohama Marinos as well for top spot in that group. As I say, we'll have our round of 16 lineups confirmed by close of business tomorrow. Certainly Urawa Red Diamonds are going to be in that round of 16. Here's Matsuzaki. Nambiyamoto. It's inside the fullback. Natsuzaki. I'll go for a corner. So play has now been suspended, by the way, in the other game, just for the time being. Weather conditions, as you can see here in Buriram, not very good at the moment. 1-1 between Lion City Sailors and Daegu in that other game, which does have an impact, of course, on this. It means that as it stays this, or if it stays this way rather, Urawa Red Diamonds would stay top. They're after another goal, and it's just gone wide from Ri. There's a bit of a issue with the defending again from Shandong. Wasn't dealt with as it came in. It's the post. Nobody able to get the clearance on the rebound. Kept in by Sheng. The rain has eased off a little bit here, so hopefully they won't be off too long in the other game and they will be able to play to a conclusion. It just flicks off Ri once again through to Sheng. 8 minutes to go here in Buriram. Shandong 0, Urawa Reds 4, Kaito, Chinen, and a couple from Yusuke, who's gone on to 5 for the competition. He's been substituted now, so not a bad return for Yusuke. Yeah, the sort of team, Urawa Red Diamonds, that you'll probably want to avoid in the round of 16 as well, because the round of 16 will still be in east and western sections. The teams don't come together now until the final. Obviously, with the COVID situation and the centralised venues, it's changed from previous years. Al Hilal, the defending champions, of course, they booked their place in the next round, so they're still very much alive and searching for a 5th AFC Champions League title. They hold the record, of course, with 4 at the moment, having beaten Pohang Steelers in Saudi Arabia back in November. Matsuzaki. It's gone all the way through to Sheng. Chen. back to Sheng again. He's had a bit to do since he came on at half-time, the goalkeeper, on his debut. I think in any match we've seen in this competition, this is the quietest that any goalkeeper's been. The two Japanese goalkeepers who've been on in the game hardly had a touch of the ball. Even for regulation stuff, it's been kept away from them pretty much. Atari, who came on in the second half. Corner for Urawa. Ball bobbling around, he's hit the post and stabbed home from close range, easily from Chinan to get his second goal of the game. Once again, they've switched off at the back, not picked up on that loose ball. And those very wet Japanese supporters can celebrate another goal here. 2 for Chinan, 2 for Yusuke. Second time they've hit the woodwork, nobody reacted. And a simple tap-in for the central defender. See the reaction from Zhang. It's another heavy defeat for Shandong. .24 goals conceded now in their 6 matches. They did keep a clean sheet against Lion City, of course, in a 0-0 draw. But these youngsters have been, and they've been outclassed tonight by a very, very good Urawa Red Diamonds team. Plenty of changes, but those personnel that have come in have slotted in to where their more experienced teammates have been, and they're still fighting for every ball. That'll be a free kick, though. Foul on Liu, the captain. Another corner. Urawa still pressing and finishing strongly. Atari to take the corner. They scored from the last one. A lot of corners in this game. Swing towards the goalkeeper, headed away by Lin, not very far though, and the shot goes well wide from Matsuzaki. As you can see, that the ball is starting to stick in the play now. There's only a minute to go. There's no danger of us not finishing the game. Fortunately, the rain came at such a point where it won't affect things. They are still off in the other game, as we understand, across the city. This is Matsuzaki. Almost paddling around now. Iwao. Don't think there'll be too much added time. Doesn't really make much sense with Urawa leading by 5-0. The referee should probably just blow on the 90 minutes and say, that's enough. Game's over. Don't think anybody would complain. Chinan. Reminder, as it stands in the other game, it's 1-1. They are off, as we say, at the Thunder Castle, but this means 3 points for Urawa, means they are going top of the group as it stands. If Daegu do get back into that game and finish on 13 points, they would top the group on the head-to-head. But both teams will be going through with 13 points. It's been a good group, this. Shandong, of course, been the whipping boys a little bit with the young squad, 17 and 18-year-olds. A couple of slightly more experienced players, but on the whole, it is a young team for them. Can they get themselves a goal? That's just gone out of play, though. It won't come from that. Goal kick. 2 minutes added time. I think that's a fair assumption, or say a decision by the officials. Obviously, there have been a lot of substitutions, but no point in dragging out the misery for Shandong any more than that. I know in the Bundesliga in Germany, if the score's like it is now 5-0, they do tend to blow up on time. They don't bother playing any extra time or injury time, as it were. But we do have 2 minutes, and we're already almost a minute into that. So fortunately, so the rain's kept off until the second half, but it has been raining goals, as Urawa Reds have found out. Kaito, 2 from Chinan, 2 from Yusuke. No reply, no shots on target for Shandong Taishan. Miyamoto. Put in by Liu. Miyamoto with the throw. Chinan. Back to Nikawa, who hasn't touched the ball for a while. I don't think Shisuku actually touched the ball at all during the course of the game. I could be wrong, but didn't have a save to make, I know that. Sheng has come a long way ahead of his goal. Well, there goes the referee's whistle. Bang on 2 minutes. It's a good performance again from Urawa Red Diamonds, who've booked a place in the round of 16 in this year's AFC Champions League. Ricardo Rodriguez's side were efficient in front of goal again. Kaito opened the scoring. Chinan, then Yusuke with a couple, and then a second from Chinan, reacting when the ball came back off the post. It's been a tough learning curve for these young Chinese players who've been beaten well in all the games they've played so far. 24 goals conceded in their 6 games. They did pick up a creditable point against Lions City, but they couldn't build on that for their subsequent games. And Hao Wei left to reflect on what's been a tough time, but he'll take some positives of his young players, I'm sure. Full time here at the Buriram City Stadium as the rain continues. It's finished Shandong Taishan 0, Urawa Red Diamonds 5.